Good evening, one and all. On behalf of the Refrigeration Air Conditioning Trade Association, that is RATA, I take great pleasure to invite you all to a wonderful session on advantages of insurance and trademark registration for business owners. I would like to welcome our panelist, Mr. Jayaprasad, Ms. Jagrati,
Good evening.
and our Hyderabad RATA President, Mr. Srikanth Papineni, for this panel discussion.
Good
Now I
evening, all.
Now I request our Rata Hyderabad President, Mr. Srikanth Papineni, to give a one welcome speech.
Good evening, all friends. Good evening, all friends. This is Srikanth. As today, first of all, I thank Jagruti Madam and Jayaprasad Garu to accept this to teach our business owners about the insurance and the trademark registrations on a phone call. I'm very much thankful to them and organizing our team to thanks to the Mr. Vema Reddy and Kalyan Garu also. Rata Hyderabad was formed in 2 years before, but Rata was formed in 72 years ago in Mumbai. And thanks to Mumbai team, they thought it has to be not to limited to their city, to all over India. It has to spread. So Rata Bombay team has spread into national wise. Now we are having 15 committees in all over India, some 15 different cities. Thank you very much. I will not take much time to introduce them. Thank you very much.
Srikanth. Now I take great pleasure to introduce Mr. Jayaprasad, who worked for a leading public sector bank for more than two and a half decades. In the process, privileged to have been exposed to different cultures in the country after leaving senior position in the bank on BRS. He pursued a law degree and has been practicing for more than a decade, specialized in IPR. Welcome, Mr. Jayaprasad. Over to you.
Thank you, madam. So IPR is basically intellectual property rights. Any business establishment is known in the market with their name. The name, like any human being will have the name, similarly the business establishment also will have the name. So our name is called the trademark, whether it is a service or the products we sell with some trade name, right? Now, what is the purpose of this trademark? Intellectual property rights, the heading is given, but that covers the trademarks, copyrights, patents, and industrial designs and all these things. But I am going to dwell about the trademark now. Now, what is the purpose of this trademark? Purpose of the trade is to differentiate our products. You are in the market, your competitor is there, your peer group is there. Know how to take advantage and take edge over others. That's why we have to go for the trademark registration, because our products, say example RS air conditioners in Hyderabad, like this Sri Comforts Hyderabad. So these are all the people in the market, right? So everybody will be longing, rather thriving to have edge over other by showing the differentiation between the products, because my products is different from the other product. My service is promptitude is more, quality service is more, maintaining the punctuality is more, after sales service is also more. All these things are there. People will be thriving, rather craving to take edge over other competitor in the market. Why this is precisely why we should have the trademark at all. Basic thing is brand image to be created and the reputation in the market. Like any brand name, if you go to a supermarket, there are 5 to 10 brands are there. You prefer taking the brand based on the quality, having you experienced it. Precisely why we have to develop the image in the market, brand image in the market. We have to get the reputation in the market. So another advantage of going for trademark registration is it is a license to provide the direct source of revenue. Like if you have trademark is known as a property, as I say, intellectual property. It is a property like any other property, landed property also. You may be having a brand name, say like that, Sri Comfort. You have that name with which you are giving your services. But like if you have a piece of land, you cannot construct as the way you like to construct it unless you are adhering to the rules of the local government. You have to take the permission. Similarly, unless you register your trade name, in the trademark registry, you will not have any right over it, exclusive right? So by registering the trademark, all these benefits you can always derive. Another thing is critical element of franchise. If you develop a lot of market share, definitely you would like to, people like to come to you seeking for the franchisee. There the franchise agreement trademarks plays the vital role. Another thing is it can be used as a collateral. I'll give you in the next slide what are the value of the brand value of each brand. I'm giving this global brands, but see Amazon. Amazon, it gives about, let's say, $220 billion. In Indian rupees term, it comes to 154 crores. 154 crores, 154,000 crores rather. Similarly, Google is also giving 112 crores, 98 crores. Microsoft is about 81 crores and Samsung 65 crores. This is the brand value. Okay, we may be thinking these are all the big players. No. See, you should think big in any business. Once we are in the market, we are always having the value. To create that value, to create the brand name, you have to go for the trademark registration. But why we are only servicing only to Hyderabad only? Why should you think about it? Not necessarily. When RS air conditioners, when the two states developed, I mean, there is a partition of AP and Telangana, and RS air conditions developed services in the chief minister's office also in Andhra Pradesh. It doesn't mean that you have to confine to only one area. No. So when the brand value keeps on increasing and spreading around the country, there are bound to be people coming around to you for the franchisee, seeking for the franchisee and all these things. So brand value plays a very vital role in trademark registration. Another thing is, yeah, are you okay, comfortable in English, right? Yeah. Another thing is need to protect. Why should we protect? Why should we register it? As I told you, unless you register, you will not derive any right over it. For example, say your grandfather or the great grandfather, 3 generations, you are the 3rd generation, you are running this business, but you are not registered your trademark. But people say, come with, because it is already established in the market, it is developing a lot of name in the market. Naturally, my neighbor or my peer group or my competitor is tend to copy with little changes their trade name. Is RS air conditioners, if it is developed a lot of market value name in the market, somebody else will come next day, PS air conditioners. Simply removing that right stroke and the R, claiming to be he is also having the same name. But in the process, the origin of this service, where from it is coming, people should know that. To that, you have to register your trademark. So what I intend to tell, why, and we have to protect also. To protect it, what? If somebody is going to copy or establish a trademark in the market, naturally everybody is, you got the good habit, even in the Telangana, Andhra also, one fellow is establishing, next day you will find 10 in the street, even the bhaji bandis and all the things, right? Similarly, if somebody else is, your own worker in your shop, one of my friends recently, he manufactures PVC windows and doors. His worker, he left the factory and he established his own company using the same name of his owner, like little changes. What should we do in that? So trademark attorneys are there, IPR attorneys are. I am one of the IPR attorneys. We are here to protect your trademark. To protect that, we need to go for the registration. Why? Then what I am telling you is, once it is registered, naturally your value, your image in the market is increased, and you have to invariably guarantee your quality of your goods. Once the quality is maintained, it creates the awareness among the product origin. Oh, what this quality, this much service. When I called in the morning, by within 1 hour, his people have come to me to install the things. Naturally, what happens? Who is that? Because we don't know the Srikanth's name actually. We know him as RS air conditioner only in the market. We personally. At times we don't remember the name immediately. RS air conditioner. That image, if once it's built up in the market, naturally it is services or the product originated from Srikanth only. That's how it is related. The name and the brand name and the value in the market. Another thing is, it is your competitor is always try to copy or somehow or other. To prevent that, we have to go for the registration. Once it is registered like this, what happens? I think recently one movie also come, Angrezi something like that, where the grandfather's sweet shop, Ghasiti Ram, some sort of thing. You know what happened? They keep on fighting in the same street. There are other shop also. No, it's mera pap ka, it's mera grandfather ka, ye hai, wo hai, and all the thing. At what time? At the end of the thing, to get his daughter studied, he sold the trademark for 54 lakhs. So that is the value, like any landed property. Tomorrow, if you want to sell, once you register your trademark, you always got a right to sell it to others also. Similarly, you can buy the trademark in the market if somebody is willing to part with it. So that much value. So your origin, once it is known to the people, naturally people come to you only. You will be differentiating from others in the peer group, among your peer group. Next, why, how, and we protect it. Recently, Chutney's is a restaurant in Hyderabad. It's a known restaurant. One of the small hotelier in the Suchitra circle, he started using the simply small letters he wrote in small board, Chutney's restaurant. It is one of original Chutney's fellow came, he's my client actually. He came to me, then what to do? Then we issued a legal notice. So naturally that fellow got scared. We claimed that we will be charging defamation and all the things. Automatically that fellow stopped, removed the board, they stopped using the name. Dukes also, one of the clients, Dukes also recently, Max Mango. One fellow from Indore is manufacturing the same name thing. We got hold of him and we have issued him a notice, legal notice. He stopped doing that. So precisely, unless your trademark is registered, you will not have any right to stop somebody to copying from your name. That element of threat is always there. Not only they are copying, they are making dent in your business. So that's why we also, once we got hold of the imitator, we are always there asking for the accounting purpose. After imitating how much he got the business, we have to get the quote also used in that way. Now, it helps the trust and the loyalty among the clients. Once your brand name is registered and it is developed, a name in the market, naturally people try to come to that brand only. Like, Maruti, a person is loyal to the brand Maruti car only. He doesn't go even either to Toyota, anything. So brand loyalty is such, once it is created in the market, your trademark is registered, naturally you will go for that only. Because trademark gives you not only facelift, but with all this confidence, you can send it in the market, your product. Right. Next, types of intellectual properties are these things. I already told you initially, trademarks and patents and copyrights. Trademarks can be in the form of symbols also, in the form of word also. Like, example, I'll tell you some Puma shoes and sportswear and Gmail. This is the word. And symbol, the Apple and Nike. The Nike shoes, if you see, they're just a tick mark. Very many people I see in the market duplicating the reverse tick mark, they put it and try to sell it because this is only impression with the eyes. People just carried away with that. That's how it happens. So similarly, phrase also you can go as a trademark registration. What is the phrase like? Like McDonald's. I am loving it. This is what phrase used by that. Similarly, Pepsi. Oh yes, Abhi. And another Pepsi statement recently, Yangistan Mary John, that was the phrase used by the Pepsi people. It is a registered trademark. Meanwhile, there is a Hindi movie came, I think Tiger Shroff, that is Yangistan. Automatically, these Pepsi people started litigation, approached the High Court. High Court, they have given permission with the direction to the Yangistan movie that with a rider that you will not have Pepsi के साथ कोई लेना देना नहीं है. There is no connection to Pepsi. With that rider only they were allowed to so open that movie, start that movie. Similarly, logos also. You see that Amul. What do you understand by seeing a girl's photograph? Amul, Nirma's old stage, Nirma. All these things are with, you can also register with your, not necessarily your brand name will be specific name. It can be a symbol also, it can be a word also, it can be a phrase also, it can be design also. Like, a Coca-Cola bottle design, nobody copies it, right? You can be what you call Kit Kat chocolate. The design is different. No, you don't find any similar design. And your Sprite bottle and your car's design, all these things are come under the trademark only, because trademarks plays so very important role in improving your brand image in the market, and the quality you have to maintain, trade name in the market, and at the top of that, value in the market. Like as I showed you, this Amazon and all the values. Similarly, our brand nowadays, what happened? The trademark is become a must for MSMEs also. If you want to take the franchise or give the franchise, trademark is a must. So tomorrow, if you have any plans, you should have the plans for multiplying your business. You have to invariably go for the trademark registration, right? Any questions in this? I'll be delighted to answer.
Sir, in the chat box, I'm not finding any questions, but I personally have a few questions. Can I put it to you?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, for example, see, we are all small time service providers. Do we need to go for trademark registration?
Yes. Once one a big, now it is a big person, was once a small provider only,
Yeah.
right? So you have to think big. So recently we fought and won a case against a big pharma company with a small established company came to us. Then we fought it and we won it. So is that there is only mindset. We are only confined to Hyderabad city only, or confined to Bangalore city only. We're not like that. Even within the city also, there are going to be competition. They're going to be making a dent. Your own workers may go like that because they develop direct contact with the clients, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In which case, what happens? They develop any medical representative. I got a lot of pharma companies, right? Medical representative, after working about 20 years or 18 years, they develop a lot of rapport with the doctors. Automatically, they leave the company and they establish their own, because they'll be hanging around to the same doctor, they'll be prescribing. Similarly, your people, when you go to do the service, naturally they develop a lot of rapport, personal this thing. With that, they try to take advantage. Which example I told you also, one of my clients, UPV Windows and all these things, the fellow established and he is doing business. So I am a small thing. Why I should give it? I have already explained you the importance of trademark registration. Tomorrow you will not have any weapon to stop anybody who tries to copy you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, though you have already explained, with the example of chutneys, I just want to go a little more further on that. Could you
Yeah.
please explain, like if some other service provider from the neighboring town, same way, how you explain, try to use my trademark, a trade name with minor changes.
Mm.
How do I protect my trade name?
See,
Could you
there
please?
are a lot of legal, a lot of judgments are there. Based on that, we will be fighting it out. Number one, we will try to scuttle it in the beginning itself. Once somebody is copying with little changes, because in the trademark, little changes will not have any differentiation, distinctivity.
Okay.
Because you are the registered mark holder, you got every right. But what happened in the same mark before registration, like when as I told generations business, they have been established for about 30 years back or 40 years back, but they haven't registered for the reason the old timer they may not be aware of all these things.
Mhm.
But I, as a newcomer, if I register my trademark, I got the right? Is right conferred on me. Whereas if you are the old timer, already established the marker for more than 3-4 decades, you will have the vested right on that. So I will not be able to stop you from using it by virtue of you are having the prior usage.
Okay, that
That is
was my
the
next question. You answered me that as well, actually. Sir, is
yeah.
it compulsory? I should register my trademark?
Yeah.
Is it compulsory or?
Compulsory, it is your decision, because having I told you the advantages and potential competition threats of copying, infringing your copying copycats, and to stop the copycats, as I give some example, it is your decision, because once it is R is there, it is a face value in the market also.
Okay. So, for example, if I've not registered, how can I stop others from copying my or imitating my trade name?
You cannot unless you are the prior user to him.
Okay. Okay. For
Before
example,
that,
sir. Yeah,
yeah,
please go ahead.
before your competitor born in the market, you have been already established and doing the business. You carry the vested right on that.
Okay.
Okay, but if somebody comes and if he registers it because you have not registered, then he will get the right. It is a right is conferred on him illegally. You
Mm.
cannot stop him.
Okay. Right.
Precisely, precisely, a smart younger generation is always registering, despite the fact they have been already there in the market without registration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, for example, already, we have registered the trademark license maybe a decade ago. How can I use it in our official documents? Where can I put it? How can I show it in the outside market? In my document wise.
See, in the trademark, when it is the mark is there, you have to put R in the circle, right side top corner. You find all the big companies. I mean, all the registered companies. Now,
Okay. No, only my
you
question
see,
is.
yeah, you see in the market, if somebody is complaining, you will only come, your field staff only will come to know, right? It
Yeah.
has to be brought to our notice, then we are in the field to protect it.
Okay.
Yeah, your trademark attorney is always there to not only for registering, it will be protecting. Your trademark validity after registration is 10 years. It should be renewed every 10 years.
Okay. That's a wonderful answer,
Yeah.
sir. I have one more final question with you. If I want to register my trademark, what would be the expenses?
It is different. If it is MSME, it is government fee is 4,500 rupees only. If it is
Okay.
a partnership firm or the private limited company or LLP, then it will be double 9,000 rupees. But all these things, if they are MSMEs registered thing, it will be 4,500 only. That is government fee. And the attorneys, they vary based on the quality of the work. Certain attorneys they offer for 1,500 rupees only. They register and keep shut. They wash their hands and they don't follow it up. Whereas other attorneys they charge about 5,000 to 7,000 rupees their professional fee in addition to the government fee, and they will be taking care of protecting and fighting it out, renewing, reminding you for renewal on all these things. They will be taken care of throughout your business.
Okay.
That's how it happens.
Thank you so much for answering all my questions, sir. It was a wonderful session and it was a very informative session as
You're
well.
welcome. And I
Yeah.
would like to thank this Rata Srikanth and Mr. Vema Reddy, Mr. Kalyan, and Mr. Ajit for giving me this opportunity. And thank you to Mrs. Vasundara. Thanks, it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Good evening.
Audience, now I'm here to introduce our next panelist, Ms. Jagrati. She is a woman entrepreneur running an insurance advisory firm, which is a decade young. She brings to the table 20 plus years of corporate and enterprise experience. She is an MBA in insurance from College of Insurance, Mumbai. During her corporate career, she has worked with reputed companies like Bajaj Alliance, Religare Insurance Broking, Willis Consulting, etc. Her domain experience in general insurance and she specializes in employee benefits, business continuity insurance, and professional liability insurance products. As an insurance advisory, customized insurance products, which offers optimum coverage with long-term premium savings in their USP. The dice is yours, Jagrati. Please take over. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Vasundhara, for such a wonderful introduction. I would also, in the same breath, like to thank Mr. Ajit Parikar, who is the National President RATA, Mr. Srikanth, President RATA Hyderabad, Mr. Kalyan, who is the Vice President RATA Hyderabad, and Mr. Vema Reddy, who is the Program Chair for RATA Hyderabad, and all the entire RATA team Hyderabad for giving us this wonderful opportunity. My topic is very, very simple and dwells more or less around understanding insurance, which is common sense. This is more like an insurance education series, which all of us are aware, but we just kind of trying to put it at backseat, saying that we will see when it comes to that. So these are few eye-opening things which I would like to make people aware, especially after the pandemic. People have woken up to the fact that they need to have insurance. So during this, my topics of presentation would be where I'm going to talk about asset insurance, liability insurance, employee benefits insurance, keyman insurance, statutory insurance and personal insurance, but more from the parlance of a HVAC industry. So if you relate it to a HVAC or a refrigeration or an air conditioning insurance or an air conditioning trade, what is it that you need to look at in terms of an insurance? What is it that you need to look at? So first of all, we would like to address one basic question saying that what is insurance? Normally people think insurance is something very legal, something very complicated. It is not for me. In simple layman terms, insurance is nothing but buying peace of mind by transferring your risk to the insurance company at a very, very small premium. Traditionally, it's a misnomer. Everybody thinks that insurance is very expensive. I cannot afford it. But believe me, it's a very, very nominal price that you pay to buy peace of mind, and it is nothing else. There are some very, very important facts that I would like to share with you. The truth in our country is that 98% of small businesses like you and me are not insured. We do not believe in insurance. Insurance is not at all our priority. And the other fact that is there about the insurance is that 8 of the 10 businesses are insured, but sadly, either they are underinsured or they are not aware of the complete products that their enterprise needs to have. They don't have the entire bouquet of products. So while they have one risk covered, they have left the other part uncovered, or they don't know where the risk is going to hit them from. And believe me, we are so small in terms of our enterprises or being business owners that we cannot afford to have any dent in our cash flow. And insurance is an amazing way to ensure that we are always taken care of, we are secure, and we have peace of mind. Yet, when people know that, why do you think people don't want to buy insurance? These are the common trends in India, especially. Sometimes we feel I'm too old for it. Oh my God, I'm 55, I'm 60, I'm 75. Can I get insurance? Yes, you can get insurance. There is no age bar now. Thanks to the new age products which have come, you can buy insurance up to age 75. So if you have parents, you have senior parents, you have diabetics, you have cardiac people, yes, you can still get insurance. Some people think I'm too young, I'm just 21, I'm just 22, I'm just beginning a life. I don't need insurance. Maybe I will buy it much later. But are you sure that nothing's going to happen to you today? Anything can happen to any one of us at any given point of time. And always we in India believe that insurance is not for me. I don't need it. Anything bad is not going to happen to me. It's always going to happen to the neighbor. It's going to happen to somebody else. And it's going to happen to maybe later, not for me right now. Or there are other part of us who says, oh, I have enough of it. Lot of us are not even aware that how much of insurance is enough. Believe me, during this pandemic, we've had so many cases who came to us and said, oh, I thought 5 lakh of health insurance was absolutely enough for me. And they had this 5 lakh cover for the entire family minded. And when the pandemic hits, it didn't hit one person, it didn't hit two persons, it hit the entire family. And that 5 lakh kind of got washed away in no time. People were left without a cover, people borrowed, people sold their belongings, people went on a borrowing spree. There were a lot of people who went bankrupt to just get a treatment of an epidemic which none of us were prepared. So that is the way that you need to think that, how much I have, is it enough? So these are the questions that we help you address. And the other most important thing is, kuch nahi hoga. Nothing will happen to me. Nothing will happen to my business. Previous slide, please. We're not yet done. So nothing will happen to me. And the other thing is, it is too expensive. It is a misnomer that we think insurance is very expensive. I can't afford it. If I want to buy health insurance, it's going to cost me thousands of rupees, which is not true. Insurance is very, very cost effective when compared to the price that you pay for an illness or an accident or anything else. And last but not the least, it's not on our priority. It can wait, especially businessmen who are small business owners think right now my cash crunch is important. I'd rather put the money in my capital expenses rather than spending it on insurance. Unless and until a banker pushes us, where we've taken an overdraft from the bank and we say, oh, you need to cover this. And then the banker only covers up to his or her level of loan that he or she has extended to you. So these are a lot of areas where you as a business owner are not covered. You're not aware of what is going to hit you from where. A lot of you are not even aware that you can insure your cash flows. How many of you were aware that I can buy a cash flow insurance? So if my factory or my business organization is hit by a fire, by a flood, by a storm, by a tempest, or by a riot, if I'm insured, then even my 6 7 months of time that I'm getting back up on my feet, my insurance company pays me for the cash loss, or the production lost, or the loss in my profit, or the advancement of my project. Most of you deal with projects and you're not even geared for advancement of projects. COVID has thrown us all out of gear. There were so many projects which got delayed, which got postponed, which got cancelled. And believe me, not even 1% of the traders had insurance. Even during the last flood in Hyderabad, we came to know that there were so many shopkeepers, so many stockists who did not have any insurance at all. So now coming to this, basically, I would like to tell you HVAC related. What's the next slide, please? Yeah, so there are quite a lot of products that you could buy when it comes to securing or buying peace of mind. We have broadly classified it to 5 6 categories where we're talking about asset insurance. So you may be a shopkeeper, you may be a business owner, you may be a manufacturer, you may be an exporter. So whatever is your basic assets like your building, your furniture, fixture, fittings, your machinery, your raw materials, your stock, your work in progress, your money, everything can be covered. You could be an exporter who's giving services to other countries, and you give it on credit, on a 90-day credit or a 180-day credit. Now in a situation like this where the entire world is going through an economic slowdown, will you wait for 2 years till the world gets back up on its feet? There is credit insurance available for you. You could take the money that your vendor or who you owes you from the insurance company, and the insurance company later on recovers. Thereby what happens is your cash flow is not affected, you are not out of business. So these are very very critical covers, and in your business it is very important, especially with the kind of work that is involved. There could be a financial loss, there could be a bodily injury, there could be a property damage, or there could be anything at all to anybody who's also visiting the premise where your work is going on. It could be a heating, cooling, whatever vent work that you're doing, it could be anything. So these are the risks that you cover, not only for yourself, your staff, your contract labor, but also for people who are visiting the premises, because you are responsible, because you're the one who's executing that particular project. Over and above that, the most important capital that we as business owners have is our human capital, our employees. And every time something happens to the employee is going to turn to you and say, I am not well, my mother is not well, I need a cash advance, please can I borrow? And once he or she borrows money, you do not know whether they're going to return it to you. Better you buy them a basic insurance. Health insurance covers can be given, they can be given to smaller groups. Lot of them are not aware. People think that I need to be a large corporate, a large industry before I can customize a group insurance for my employees. You could be a company with just 7 employees, just 10 employees, just 20 employees, and yes, we can customize. The whole customization is possible. We can get parents covered in that, we could put spouses covered in that, we could give you maternity coverages, we could give you pre-existing diseases coverages, we could give you critical illness coverages. You name the works and we can put that in a group coverage for you. Group coverages are far more flexible than your individual coverages. And what better, once you buy this group coverage, you can also put it as an expense on your book, and that goes a long way on your balance sheet also, not only for your expenses but also for the welfare of your employee. The other important cover that you could get for yourself is a key man cover. Most of us are solopreneurs. We run the enterprise pretty much on ourselves, or maybe one partner at the most. So it's basically on my net worth or my personal credit that I run the business. There's a bank loan, I have done capital borrowing or whatever. What if something happens to me? What if something happens to you? what is going to be the fate of your enterprise? You built it so hard, you worked so hard to ensure that your employees are taken care of, your legacy is built, your employees are taken care of, your family is taken care of. In that particular thing, one cover which comes like a ram raksha to you is a key man cover, which basically ensures that all the borrowings that you have done to run your business, the loans, the capital infusion that you have done gets covered by this particular product. And not only that, we have a wonderful feature in this which is called a Married Women's Protection Act. So if you have assigned this or taken it under the Married Women's Protection Act, then there is no asset of yours which can be attached, and that belongs solely to your wife and family. So even if I owe a lot of money to people in the market, the proceeds of this insurance cannot be touched by anybody. And this is one very, very important act which people must consider and have at least one particular insurance under this MWP Act, which is very, very less explored in our country. The other most important cover, which most of you will be aware, you must be taking labor on contract on project basis. Sometimes you need 100, sometimes you need 25, sometimes you need just 10, depending on the season, depending on the project, depending on the flow of the work. And the other challenges, today you have XYZ coming to work, tomorrow you have ABC coming to work, so it's not like a permanent role that you have. So you can take policies on unnamed basis. It could be anybody. It could be Jagruti today, it could be Vasundhara tomorrow, it could be Shrikant day after. So all we are giving is to a person or a worker who's coming to the site to do the work, and during his employment or contract with you, if he meets with an accident, a disability, or a death, or forget even a medical expense, even if you have to take him to the doctor for first aid, today it runs into thousands, and thereby it does not have to be paid out of your pocket, and the insurance company pays for it. The other important covers that you all should be aware, which is the basic of your financial planning, is you need to have a primary term insurance, you need to have a health insurance cover. After the pandemic, God alone can help you to tell how much of health insurance coverage is enough. You need to have accident insurance covers, critical illness, because this is something that you will inherit from your family. So if you have a family tree which is running cancer, which is running cardiac diseases, which is having diabetes, then you need to look at all those factors, all those risks which you're going to inherit from your family, and be prepared for it, because you can't say when it comes we will look at that. Believe me, buying insurance when you're very young is much cheaper and helps you in the long run. Today we have products where you can pay for just 3 years, 4 years, 5 years and forget about it, and it gives you coverage till your age 99. So when you're in the prime earning time, you finish your risk insurance coverage, and then it's done. We call it the Hero Honda products, we call it fill it, shut it and forget it. Pay for 5 years, pay for 10 years, get covered till 99 years. How beautiful is that? Today you have prime earnings and then you're done with it. So these are some covers that you would want to look at it. Now, more specifically, I would like to come to what are the products basically that you would like to need basically in a HVAC industry. First of all, who needs this covers is a very important question. Individuals need this cover. People like you and me are all prone to this risks. We can die, we can fall sick, we can have an accident, everything at all. And business entities, so you could be a dealer, you could be a distributor, you could be a wholesaler, you could be a stockist, you could be a retailer. You are prone to some risk or the other. Now the job of you is to kind of understand what risk am I exposed to, how can I secure that risk, and how can I get peace of mind. Amongst you there could be people who are manufacturers, who could be exporters, importers, consultants, service providers. So there's like no size fits all. I mean, there's no one size that fits all. For each of you, we will be able to help you design and develop a different kind of a cover. Some very useful insurance tips that I would like to give all of you today during my interaction with you today is the next slide, please. Spend time to take stock of what cover do I have as an individual, what cover does my enterprise have as an individual. Please know your risk profile. Your risk profile is very, very different. It's as unique as a fingerprint. Some of us may be coming from a business family where we don't have to worry about capital has already come. Some of you may be people who started today and have borrowed from the bank. So each risk profile is very, very different. Please be aware of what are your assets, what are your liabilities, what are your exposures, and please trust me, these are all very dynamic. So you need to look at them regularly, like how you look at your health regularly, how you watch your weight regularly, what suits you in young age, what you eat in young age you don't eat in older age or in middle age. Likewise, the risk also changes with your age, with your business, with your lifestyle, with your growth, with your turnover. So you review regularly, you look at what is your lifestyle, how will you sustain it, what kind of savings do you have, what kind of risk covers do you have, what is your business growth, what has been the turnover, what are the market dynamics, how much I'm buying on credit, how much am I selling on credit, how big have I grown, how many people have I given to who have bad credit history, will I get my money back, or I have so many more people that I am responsible for, my business has grown tenfold, today I'm employing 100 people, how am I responsible for them, how can I impact their lives by giving them insurance. So these are the things that you can look at. You could look at these kind of profiles, and there are a lot of products that are available basically. So we would go to the next slide, please. Who we are, basically we are a insurance consulting company. We do not represent one particular insurer on this forum. We come with a vast knowledge of products, and we thrive on the relationships that we have in the insurance market. We've been in the market for 2 decades now, so we are confident that we can customize, we can tailor make, like how you have a HVAC solution where you give, though it could be a cinema theater, the HVAC solution varies from theater to theater depending on the capacity, depending on the temperature. Likewise, even the insurance can be customized, tailor made. So, this is all boutique fit which comes to you, and we do the insurance shopping on your behalf. We come back to you with a pick of products, and then we recommend to you, stating that this is a best product, this will suit your requirement, this is something which is going to be cost effective in the long run, and this is a product which is not going to leave you high and dry in the time or in your hour of need. Trust me, your insurance is only as good as your advisor. So if you have a good advisor on board with you to give you insurance advisors, you can sleep peacefully. You can worry about your core business, which is HVAC or refrigeration or air conditioning, and leave your insurance worries to us. With that, we could go to the next slide, please. So these are my final words. If any one of us thought that safety was very expensive, please try accident. If you thought wellness was expensive, please try illness. Believe me, there is no better safety net than an insurance today. If any one of you wants to get a free risk insurance portfolio done for yourself or for your enterprise, please reach out to us at 9989961100. That's our number, and also our email ID is given there. With that, I would like to leave the floor open to questions. I am pretty much done with my presentation. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was a wonderful presentation, Jagriti.
Thank you so much.
As well and educative as well. Hope the audience enjoyed the presentation. Before proceeding further, I have a few questions. Can I put it?
Yes, please. I'll be very happy to answer them.
Yeah, definitely. Though, you have explained very elaborately, but, it may be a bit repeated questions, but I want I want people to enjoy these repeated questions. Why? Because the people who have joined later in the session may get the informations once again. Do small
Absolutely.
business need insurance?
Of course, in fact, it is more the small businesses that they need insurance because cash is always a crunch for small businesses. A big business does have deep pockets, they can afford to take a few risks, but small businesses like you and me cannot afford to take any risks. Hence, the savior is the insurance company.
Okay, that's good. For example, if I'm not an exporter, do I need credit insurance?
Yes, you do, Vasundhara, because in today's day and age, I could be just doing business in the domestic markets. However, if the people that I have supplied to do not pay me in the credit period that I have given to them, which is 90 days or 120 days, which varies from business to business, it
Mhm.
affects my cash flow drastically. And then where do I go looking for it? So what I do is I buy a small domestic credit insurance, and through which I take the money from the insurance company, and then the insurance company later recovers from the people that I have supplied to. In insurance terms, we call it right of subrogation, which is very, very critical for small businesses to stay afloat to ensure that their cash flow is not affected.
Okay.
Before
Uh,
this question asked, before this, in the same question, I want a little bit clarity, Jagruti.
Yes, please.
Whether we have to take a credit insurance to one's particular project, or it will be a yearly any to any customer like that.
Uh, right. So that's a very good question, Shrikant. Thank you for that. The credit insurance is not taken for just one project. It's given to you for your turnover basis. So if I am doing a 5 crore turnover or a 10 crore turnover, then I declare that entire thing to the insurance company. And then basis that I get a certain premium rating and I'm covered for the entire year. So it's not project specific to answer your question.
Jagruti to you. Okay, thank you, Jagruti.
Yeah, though, in the beginning of your presentation, you have given this answer. Is insurance expensive?
See, if you buy it at a younger age, especially for personal insurances, it is not expensive. But believe me, once the perks of the life come and sit with you, as soon as you have diabetes, you have blood pressure, you have asthma, you have thyroid, health insurance and life insurances do become expensive. For the other part of the insurance, like the fire, marine, credit insurance, it is all dependent on the turnover and the tariff. So that's basically not very expensive at all. It's a misnomer that people think. So just to answer to your question, Vasundhara, to one of our clients, we have given a 3 crore, liability insurance at a nominal price of 15,000 rupees. So that's how low it can get, and this is a liability that I'm talking that can hit even a HVAC industry. Basically, a bodily injury, property damage when I'm executing a site, a worker falls down, or somebody else comes down, trips, or is electrocuted, or inhales some poisonous gas which is there at the work, and because of which there is a death caused or a disability caused, I'm liable to pay. So that to the tune of 3 crores, I'm covered in 15,000 rupees. Now I leave that to the judgment of the viewers whether that's expensive or cheap.
Now,
Definitely.
adding to this, man, whether insurance will not have now, I have someone has taken 3 crores. You are telling there, if they are not maintaining safety measures, then
Right.
also you are giving the insurance. Insurance
So what
people are giving
happens?
the
That,
claims.
that that's a very good question to ask, Shrikant. So, like when we do in health insurance and underwriting, like let's take for example, you and me are of the same age and we want to buy health insurance, but I'm a diabetic and you're not. So the premium that is charged by the insurance company is slightly more for me and slightly less for you. Likewise, even in a insurance, if you're doing safety measures, you get discounts. If there are no safety measures, your premium is loaded. So the same thing
Okay.
applies. There is an underwriting that goes in, so they look at a lot of factors which are there in the proposal form which insurance companies ask. One of the reasons why people don't buy insurance is because of the paperwork. They'll say, "Bhai, itta paperwork kaun karega?"
Yeah, adding to this, because we doesn't have a 1 year projects. We normally
Right.
do the projects for 10 days, 15 days, 1 month, 2 months. And our projects will be more than 100. Vasundhara Madam's projects will be more than 200. But for total year, we can take this insurance.
Yes, you can. There are two ways for the workman's compensation that you're talking about. You can take
Yeah.
a 2-day, 3-day, 4-day insurance also. So there are short-term policies like that. You can take a
Mhm.
long-term policy also. So wherever you have a site where you want to put 10 workers on that site for 10 days and close it, the project is done. Yes, I can give you an insurance for a 2-day period also, for a 3-day period also.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's a crystal clear answer, Jagrati. Uh, it's a very common question. I want to put it. Can I start the insurance very low and increase my insurance over a time?
Yes, absolutely. That's the right way to go about it. Because see, when we start our life, our incomes are low. Our expense or our ability to spend on a premium is very low. But as I progress in life, as I consolidate my business, as my turnover increases, my premium spend can increase. I have more disposable income. So that is a time I can look at increasing my coverage. That is a time technically where I need more coverage also. So yes, you can start low. Idea is not to remain uncovered. Don't be hit by a rainy day without an insurance cover. Have an insurance cover. Definitely you need to have basic insurances like your term insurance, health insurance, accident and disability insurance. This is like your basic roti kapda makan insurance covers that you need to have.
Okay. See, in our HVAC industry, if you see, the hiring a contract labor is very common. Do I
Right.
need to give insurance for them as well?
It is statutory that whenever you take contract labor, you need to have a workman's compensation insurance, which is statutory as per the law. But we as Indians believe in defying the law as much as we can. जब तक पुलिस वाला दिखाई नहीं देगा, हम गाड़ी का भी insurance नहीं करवाएंगे. But yes, you need to take insurance, and it is compulsory.
Okay, in case if I have less than 10 employees, can I get a group insurance?
Yes, you can. We have now fantastic products which are available by private sector players, where even if you have 7 employees, you can give them group health, group accident, group term life, annuation, and so many other covers.
Okay.
Yeah, by saying the Jagruti, you have used the private players bolke. Here the
Right.
question comes. Here the question comes. Most of our Indians believe government private. Private के लिए थोड़ा why what you can light something on this? Why we some people are not believing on the private players?
I think that scenario has changed quite a lot in the last 5 or 6 years, Shrikant. There was a time where we were, just dependent on the public sector undertaking. Public sector undertaking has grown so much in terms of their business size. Today, they are saying no to small enterprises. जैसे अगर आपको हमारे पास से ग्रुप इंश्योरेंस करवाना है तो आपके पास मिनिमम 100 people होने ही चाहिए तभी हम ग्रुप इंश्योरेंस देंगे सो दैट लीव स्मॉल बिजनेसेस लाइक यू एंड मी nowhere. So that is the reason where private players came out with wonderful pricing, wonderful covers, and the service, believe me, is amazing. We've been insuring people. In my experience, I have insured more than 30,000 people in my entire career, and on an average, we settle about 100 claims in a month. During the COVID times alone, we have insured 7,500 lives, and we are very very confident that private players are able to do full justice in terms of claim settlement when compared to their public sector counterparts.
Okay, that's good. See, I have one small question. If you see Sri Comforts, we are well represented in other than AP and Telangana. We have branches all over South India. Other than that, I have projects. I do projects in Delhi. I may do a project in Pune. I may do a project in Nagpur. In a different part of India. Do I need
Right.
to? Can I have a single policy for all the projects? I mean,
That's a
all over.
very good. Yeah, so you can have one policy, which we call a floater policy, and that basically covers all your operational locations across the country, Vasundhara. So it's not that you need to have one for Pune, one for Delhi, one for Bombay. Wherever is your headquarter or your registered office, you could have a policy at that address and cover your different risk locations. It can be taken care of.
We have to inform before the we project is in, we have started. Otherwise, okay, all year any project can be covered.
So the thing is, there are different projects that you could do. The way you define your insurance is very beautifully defined. You could say anywhere in AP, anywhere in Telangana, anywhere in South India, anywhere across the India. So it depends on what you're defining, basically. Why we ask you this is because the earthquake zones sometimes, if you have a seismic zone which is having high earthquake rates, then the rates may vary. So it's better that you can define it like that. We have quite a few builders who don't do any residential projects outside Telangana. So they take only related to Telangana. But we have a builder who does buildings in Pune, Surat, Hyderabad, Bangalore. So for him, we give him pan India cover. So it's very flexible. Like I told you, it can be customized. You can also say, Shrikant, that I don't want to go outside Malkajgiri. I want to remain only in Malkajgiri. We can give you product specific to a specific location or a pin code also.
Okay.
Nice. Can you just either compare, give the advantage or the difference between doing having a policy, one policy for all over India, or should I need to ensure each of my project individually? What is the advantages and disadvantages? I mean, benefits you can say that that way.
See,
Actually.
the advantage is in very simple layman terms put, I go to buy one shirt, I get it at X price. I go to buy 100 shirts, I get it at less than X price. So it's the difference between the wholesale and the retail. If I'm insuring one location for you, Vasundhara, I give you a certain price. But if you're insuring 10 locations with me, I give you a better price discount. So you stand to benefit, one, from the pricing point. You get a better premium from the insurance company. Two, it is peace of mind. You don't have to worry about अभी हैदराबाद का renewal due है, अभी Delhi का due है, अभी Pune का due है. Even for your admin and logistics, it becomes very easy. So it's a no-brainer. You save money and you save hassle.
Okay, I have a one small question here only.
Yes,
As
please.
you say, I have a common policy for the entire country. For example,
Right.
in case we need to go for a claim, how it is addressed from the insurance company?
So it is very simple. As soon as a claim happens, you'll have to tell us the location of the claim. We will appoint a surveyor to go and survey the location over there. The entire documentation or whatever we need in terms of pictures is collected from the site where the accident has happened, and the entire paperwork is happening from your registered office. And the entire documentation, filling up of the documentation, taking it to the insurance company, submitting it, following up on your behalf, etc., is done by us. And our services to you as a client are not chargeable. We don't charge you for our service because whatever insurance policies we sell, our commissions are inbuilt in that. So technically, when you get me as an advisor on your company, there's no extra expense for you.
Okay. See, in the HVAC industry, if you see, it is not only the HVAC people will be working on a particular site. Along with, there are a lot of, for example, carpenter will be working, false ceiling people will be working, different people will be working on the site.
Right.
I mean, like for other people on work site who are not my team, actually.
Yes, you in some way you are responsible, because let's take I'm doing a ducting, or I don't know how the gases work. Let's take I'm a carpenter working on the same site as Shrikant is working, and because of his work going on, maybe I touched a wire which was related to his work, or I inhaled a gas which was related to his work, and it caused my death. Then definitely yes, you as a HVAC vendor are responsible for the on-premise death, because my reason for death is your operations.
Okay.
So in this, they will cover that claim?
Yes, it will be covered. We have something called a commercial general liability, which covers bodily injury, property damage to any third party which is there on the premise along with your workers or along with your contract labor.
And adding to this, madam, I want to not right now Raj one. I want to design a one insurance, because you are telling X insurance, Y insurance, Z insurance, this insurance for a business owner. I
Right.
want to share. You can contact madam also or me to design a one product. Everything insurance has to come, because the term insurance of the owner, employees, and everything for a smaller company like ours. You can design everything and combine one strategy, so that we will recommend our members also or friends also to that, because all XYZ insurance, yes, we will not be followed. That I am requesting one, this one combined one, this insurance total itna hota dekh liya.
So
Itna
I can
hota
get that for you. I can get that for you, Shrikant, barring two products which we can't bundle together. One is the life insurance because it is being done by a completely
yeah.
different part, and a health insurance. The remaining
Hmm.
all your liability, workman's compensation, all that can be combined into one bundle policy. Yes, can be done.
Yeah. Can I request one question for the Jaiprasad sir also? Can I request him to join? Jaiprasad sir, good evening once again. It was a great this one. I want to add within one word, means हम लोग HVAC dealers or very smaller dealers, and we think we are very much smart. As Vasundhara madam knows also, our pura friends are very smart and everything. We do the minimum turnover for every HVAC dealer will be around 3 to 4 crores. But in my friend circle, just now while chatting, I am searching this one. Hardly in 10, 2 AC dealers are trademark registered. For that, what you can help us, my question is, how can you help us to give the something so that we will be talking to them, it will be useful. How can you help us, sir, for this?
Help in registration, you mean to say?
Yes.
Well, see, like insurance product also,
Means,
my professional fee will, my professional.
Sorry to interrupt. Like Jagruti is telling something XYZ insurance, you can also give us, this is the advantages of the your trademark registration, all this for our HVAC dealers. You can give one PPT so that we will forward to our all members, so that if they read in a one paper what are the advantages, I'm asking for that.
Yeah, it will be done.
Can you help him? Right. And this question or this one is not for the panelists who are viewing right now and who are viewing afterwards. After discussing, listening with the two big guys of insurance and trademark registration, a business owner, normally any business owner, before 17 years also, I have done the same mistake. 17 years, now the new generation is coming due to COVID. Most of the people are doing their wanted to do the businesses and everything. One small suggestion, whenever you start the business, you have to do with the trademark registration and the term insurance or your employees insurance. I'm just telling, as a business persons, we will arrange the parties in a month, that is 100% sure. I know that one party you avoid, that party amount can be paid to trademark registration and insurance. Most of the insurance will be covered. I am damn sure that, please, it is a request, every member who is a business, especially a business owner, RATA member, please do the trademark registration. It is useful for our businesses and insurance and term insurance, so that it will be useful for the future. There will be no hurdles. One party, avoid one party and pay the registrations and insurance. I hope it is correct, Jagruti and Jaiprasad sir.
That's a right way. In fact, sometimes accident insurance costs less than a cigarette packet. So what you spend on a cigarette packet, you will get 1 lakh rupee of insurance for the whole year on one cigarette packet.
So that's normally our new business people and will not be able to join.
Party. He was so modest to have mentioned that one party's expenditure.
Sir, business people, I know youngsters are coming right now. I cannot say the name right now. He has started last year only. Everyone is a good employee from MNC companies. Once they come out, what is happening? Their insurance, their everything is gone, and they are starting a new business. In the 1 year, his wife has suffered with some other illness. He has spent more than 7 lakhs rupees. But he is now, when I am talking to him, he is telling, अरे यार वो कंपनी में रहता है ये 7, इस total income business has choppered ये COVID के time में and started last year only, and more 7.5 lakhs he has to get, but he cannot arrange from the normal. He has to borrow and done the surgery or small surgery. 7.5 lakhs rupees. He is telling, "Arey, if I am staying in MNC only, everything can be covered." That is a small mistake. The new business people are whenever starting. As you are thinking about the capital, please think about this in starting. Only requesting every new business person to do the insurance and trademark registration. Over to Vasundhara, madam.
Yeah, I hope it will help all HVAC and our vendors to take the necessary action regarding the advantages of insurance as well as the trademark registration. I hope they will take the immediate actions as well. Now we have come to the end of the program. It's nothing but the vote of thanks. On behalf of RATA, I would like to thank our chief guest, Mr. Jai Prasad and Ms. Jagruti, for their wonderful presence and with the one very very informative presentation. And I also would like to thank our president, Mr. Srikant Papineni, Mr. Ajit, National President, Mr. Kalyanaraman, Vice President, Mr. Vema Reddy, Program Chair, Arata, Hyderabad. And also, I would like to thank the entire team, who have taken the initiative to conduct this program in a very, very well organized way. Most importantly, I also would like to thank our humble audience for being present through this entirety. We hope you all had a wonderful and pleasantful evening. We wish you all a very happy, blessed, and prosperous New Year, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy New Year
Thank you,
to
madam.
all.
Thank you. Once again, we would like to thank Rata Hyderabad.
Sorry, Jagruti, I have one small information. Request all the HVACnR traders, people who are watching this program or people who are going to watch it later also, who have not become part of RATA, please become a part of become part of the RATA institution and take the full advantage of RATA. Thank you. Please over to Rajagrati.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone once again, Rata Hyderabad, especially a big thanks to Srikant Papineni for bringing us and giving us this opportunity. Thank you so much, Vasundhara ma'am. You were a wonderful moderator. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you once again.